What's up, everyone? Vu of Envu Films again, and I'm back with another military grade idiotic video for you to watch. The video is probably not going to be that idiotic. It's just a catchphrase if you're new to my channel. It's there so that when I have more than 2 subscribers, I can sell t-shirts in the description below that says another idiotic video for you to watch. And I'll sell them for like 30 bucks. And occasionally I'll give a discount code on Black Friday. Anyway, as some of you may know, or some of you may not know, I am the lead cinematographer editor for Slice and Rice's wedding film, aka Matt and Glory. It was truly an honor to be able to film their wedding. They are a great couple, and you guys also know they're very popular on YouTube right now. They are at over a million subscribers. And when they first reached out to me for their wedding about a year ago or so, I think they're only at 300,000. And at the time, I was not even doing videography. I was actually at a very low level in my life. You know, I'm Vietnamese, so I was actually working as a manicurist at my aunt's nail salon. And Glory walked into the salon to pick up Matt while he was getting his manicure done by me and pedicure. So I was doing his hand and his feet. And I just happened to catch them talking to each other about needing a wedding filmmaker. And of course, I said, hey, I could shoot weddings, you know. And then obviously that was a lie, and they believed me. So I went home and watched a bunch of Peter McKinnon tutorials, as well as Wedding Film School with Craig Adams and Who is Matt Johnson color grading tutorials to finally learn how to film a wedding. One day I was preparing to shoot my first ever wedding, and I went into a Korean dry cleaners, and I saw Say Park working there. And I said, hey, would you like to help me film a wedding? He said, sure. And that's how it happened. That's how I became Matt and Glory's wedding videographer. And that's how Say joined me and helped me out on their wedding film. And I am completely joking. That was all lies. The real reason how I met Glory and Matt was at the time I was actually working at my uncle's Asian fusion restaurant, and Glory apparently had a craving for some General Tso's chicken, and Matt had a craving for 6 chicken wing with mambo sauce. And clearly, make sure you spot that I said chicken wing, not chicken wings, because chicken wings is American chicken wings. Chicken wing is the Asian Express takeout chicken wings with the mambo sauce, okay? So stick chicken wing, and that's when you get the legit chicken wing. So that's what Matt wanted. I delivered it to their house, and they asked me about wedding filmmaking. And of course, I said, hey, look, like, I've been doing it for quite some time. This is just my side job. I could definitely film your wedding. And that's how it is. And of course, that is also some straight BS. Obviously, I've been doing some videography for quite some time, and there was a connection between me and Gloria's, I think at the time, hairstylist. Her name is Jen Shin. She does great hair work, and you can follow her on Instagram. And yeah, that is how the connection between Glory, Matt, and I came to be. And Say came in a little later on, and you could watch in the description below how that, you know, his story of how he got to meet with Glory and Matt, and ended up filming the wedding with me. So, sorry for the long introduction, and it was a very stupid introduction, very racially charged introduction. But anyways, today I want to show you a tutorial, not really a tutorial because I am in no position to teach. Most of you probably think I'm a math teacher because of the way I look, but no, I do not teach any of that stuff. I am horrible at teaching people anything, and I am by no means a credible teacher. But I just want to show the breakdown of how the edit went down, okay? So firstly, obviously we filmed it on Sony cameras, and like any wedding film, I start off by listening to the audio. If there's audio, I always listen to the audio that is available, and that includes vows, whatever the officiant said, speeches, toasts, things of that nature. And I figure out, okay, what is the vibe here? Okay. Gloria and Matt's wedding had a very epic vibe. They had very decorated reception. You know, they had neon lights, the YouTube signs. You know, if you've seen the film, they had all those elements, and it was a massive part. It was a really good party. So I really wanted to make an edit that could bring all those feelings and all those things back, but at the same time tell like the emotional story that was their wedding day. And I decided I wanted to do like an epic, very fast-paced intro that leads into the slower paced storytelling of their day. And you know, the first thing I had to do was listen to audio, figure out what I wanted to use, and secondly, I had to find music. And when it came to the music, Matt and Glory are very open Christians, and so am I. Even though the content on my YouTube channel would prove that the adversary has a very strong grip on my soul, that is not the case. I just like to joke around, so take it as it is. I'm also a Christian, not a good one, but I am one. And so, I really wanted to emphasize their love and emphasize how God is in the works with their marriage. And so that's where the music selection came to be. I picked the tracks are both from the same artist. It was Amanda Lindsay Cook, and the first track was very epic, very fast-paced song, and the second song had ups and downs that helped build the emotion of the day. So that starts off any edit. As you see, there are a lot of transitions in the video, and I felt like it would help the flow of the fast-paced intro than just hard cuts or what have you. And I really wanted to make sure that every transition, everything flowed together nicely, and that every transition, if there was a certain transition, that it made sense from clip to clip to clip. And I'll explain as I go through the timeline in Premiere Pro in just a bit. So that is that. I'm not going to go too detailed into how I did every transition. That's completely for another video. But I will show like my thought process and where I was trying to go, which each clip, and why I chose certain clips here and there and whatever. So with that being said, let's get to it. You had your caffeine yet? Because you are about to fall asleep. All right, guys. So I am currently in Adobe Premiere Pro, and let's start running through this edit real quick. So to start off, I have this footage of Glory standing by herself, kind of, but the idea is Matt is approaching her. It's a very romantic shot, and I relied on Sony A7 III autofocus tracking Glory to do the shot, and it handled it perfectly. Got the sun flare, and I knew right at this moment the music's gonna hit, and I want to use the transition, and that's the first transition. So, what kind of transition was this? It was very simple. It was a speed ramp. So that's all it was. It was just a speed ramp with a bit of motion blur applied, which you see right here. It's just a Gaussian blur, as you see right here. Gaussian blur applied. And right where the two clips meet together is where I have the blur at, I believe, 100%, and right when the speed ramp begins is at 0. So I did keyframe 0 to 100% right when the clips touch, and then 0% by the time the next clip ends. So every time you hear me mention the speed ramp, that just means I did a standard from slow motion to very fast motion gradually, and with the blur, and that's how I do my speed ramp. So as you can see right here on this clip, let me get in closer. You can see how I did the speed ramp. And if you don't know how to do speed ramp, please go ahead, and there's plenty of tutorials online that will explain it way better than me. But essentially, this is slow footage, and then I sped it up really fast, and then I start off the next clip sped up, and then I slowed it back down. That is a speed ramp with motion blur. And the key here, the how I was able to make it kind of make sense together is because you have the blinking of the sun and then speed ramping into the blinking of the spotlight behind them. So, and of course, it's them together. So it's them together plus the light, them together plus the light with the blur with the speed ramp. So it looks more seamless than what it's made out to be. And a lot of times, video transitions are very much like magic, where it just tricks your eye. And that's essentially what it does, is just tricks your eye into thinking that something is more seamless than it actually is. And then the same thing here. It was just another speed ramp, and this I'm just associating Glory and Matt with the light with another light. So it, as you can see, it's just very simple, but it's also just speed ramp into that shot, and then I believe it's another speed ramp out of that shot into a string of shots with motion blur. It's just hard cuts, clip to clip, and there's also. So right after that, I just match the boom of the fireworks with the boom in the music. And this was another speed ramp. And again, there's an association here. So I speed ramp. This is a shot that was starting to go down. So I used the movement of going down, and then it goes down into the tungsten lights. So we have the lights. So we have yellowish lights sparkling into yellowish lights up top, and then this is just another moving speed ramp down to another chandelier and down into these all speed ramps. It's nothing but speed ramps and motion blur into the ceremony with slice and rice, and then I put some image overlay of some embers, and it has some smoke with it, and then I try to tie it in with the smoke from the reception. So let's watch this again. Boom. Some smoke, embers, and then this is just a series of keyframe scale-ins that are only like about 3 frames each. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, with some motion blur. And here I'm going to go with movement. So it's just going, moving shots going forward. Now I'm trying to associate what's really apparent in this shot is Gloria's dress. So immediately I just wanted to just do a hard cut into the dress, a close up of the dress, and it goes up into like a more detail shot of the dress at the beginning of the day. And then into Glory, because, they're prepping. Glory's not in the dress yet. So there's Glory and her friend. And then there's just bridesmaid shots. Just the way it looks kind of seamless is because all these shots are moving forward. They're moving forward. And this shot is also moving forward. And these are all shots moving forward. And then here is just like a simple speed ramp into behind the lamp into Matt. So it seems like it's very seamless, but it's a pretty simple, just the speed ramp to this and the movement from right to left makes this shot work, this transition work. And then here it's just a push in. And Matt is wearing a green suit. Next shot is, of course, a green tissue from the gift. So this transition won't work as well if there was no color relationship. So I'm really trying to play with movement, play with colors to associate one clip to the next to make it more seamless. And then this shot, she is throwing the tissue upwards. So the next shot, we have green tissue And now we have green Matt's suit. And then now we have green leaves. Or not green leaves. Now we have leaves going up just as the tissues are going up. And that creates a seamless transition. Of course, it's a slight speed ramp and the motion blur. And then the next, so I reversed it to make the leaves go up. And then I reversed it again just to match the music. And I had it go back up. So let's see here. And then the next shot is the same clip but wider, and with the leaves going up. And then this is speed ramps. As you can see, towards the end of this clip here, I start adding in some smoke overlay to tie into this smoke going upwards. And then, because we're back at the reception, I went to the neon lights and the this is just matching the beat. So I just did like a quick overlay of the same clip, fast forwarded to where there was Brooks, but it's just still going through, and that same Brooks is here again. So it's just I'm just doing clip overlay of the Brooks letters and just doing some typical script. There's no After Effects in here. There's no like transition presets. This is all done manually in Premiere. And all of it is just to match the beat. And in the theme of neon lights, I just did a quick screen transition from Brooks to the YouTube. And here's when things get kind of complicated where... So this seems like it's very intricate, but it's not. It's just pretty much... I'm trying to figure out how to explain this, but I just copied the YouTube logo over top of each other, and I did different overlays. As you can see here, this is the first clip, and I just really just played around with it, and then I resized one clip, made it larger than the others to make it look like it's zooming in, but it doubles up, and then and I just had to go back, and then so hard to explain, but this clip is going forward, and then I just copied it, reversed it, overlaid it a few times, try to make it look differently by doing different overlay effects. As you can see here on this clip, I believe this clip, I did a soft light effect on this clip. So it's like about 3 clips of the YouTube logo put together to create that effect. And then this, so right here is when the clips change. So this is an actual clip of focusing on the YouTube channel logo. But then this clip is a completely different clip. This clip is actually a clip of Gloria and her dad dancing. But what I did was I like zoomed it in like crazy and then did a scale out of it. So these 2 clips are completely different, but the way I figured I transitioned them is just to find a clip that had the YouTube somewhere and then just kind of did like a scale out. There's like, again, this is not After Effects. It's just straight in Premiere Pro. No presets used. And just to watch it again, what I'll do is I'll actually turn off the music because I did have to put some sound design in the edit to drive home some of the transitions. So I'm gonna play it here without any music or voice audio, just sound effects, and hopefully this plays out. Hold on. Supposed to mute that. So this is just street sounds, birds, just to have that nice outside feeling with the sun.
Put your hands together for Slice and Rice, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise for them.
That's
And I pray this in your holy name, Jesus. Amen.
All right. So yeah, there's some sound design involved. You may not hear it because the noise is really loud. I mean, the music is really loud, but it's there. And here is another. This is just a simple mask transition. I'm gonna go frame by frame. So, as you can see, I masked the next clip of the groomsmen walking across Glory, and Glory is revealed. So it looks very seamless, but it's just a simple, well-timed, I guess, mask transition. And we'll do this again. The sound effects. And now from here on out, I think most of these are just speed ramps with motion blur. And then I did like a lot of, between clips, I did a lot of these type of like overlays to help make things more seamless. You know, they're just quick cuts, quick cuts, quick cuts. With, as you can see right here, see, it's just a quick overlay just to help the transition seem a little more fluid versus just a hard cut. Pretty much the same idea all around here. And here I'm just matching movement. The camera is going, the dates are going down. The camera is moving down. They are going, kneeling down. So this is a matching movements, downwards movements. Same thing here. And then here I just put the letter 8, the word 8, because, you know, when you watch Slice and Rice's YouTube videos, they do a lot of these animations. So this is just a subtle way for me to not do a nod for how they edit their videos. You know, just fancy, you know, just basic screen overlay type effects to match beats and to help transition one clip to the next. Here I just zoomed in really hard into Matt's face as he's making something funny. It's just a zoomed in clip, but it's happened so fast you can't tell that it's bad resolution. And that's it. And this is just the epic shot of them dancing with just quick screen overlays to match the beat. And that's like the finish of the intro. And there's nothing too fancy about the way I edited it. The last portion
with confidence through God that I will be the best husband for you for our entire lives together.
Their film.
This world has thrown
it
so
is
much
pretty
at
much
us to test our relationship and our love for one another. We both experienced
putting
times
vows
when we thought we would lose each other
where
forever,
it needs to work
but
and
never
just
see each other
telling the
again.
story
Faithful and loyal to each
linearly
other.
from start to
We
finish
fought
of the
for
day.
each other when we knew
So
that-
here, there, you know, Matt is reciting his vows, and you know, now I'm just starting back at the beginning of the day. Now the video becomes very linear. This is going to go from pretty much start to finish, prep to ceremony to reception, and some important things to note if you're a wedding video editor. So I'm really trying to play. The music gets somewhat emotional here.
You have never once started one with me, which still blows my mind to this
With
day.
the melody of the guitar. And
There are
this
so
really
many
helped
things I love
drive
about
home
you, but my favorite thing I love about you is
the
your
emotions and the
cat
vows. Music is such an important role in film, and if the music doesn't match, it could ruin it or just not give you the same effect.
teeth. You were young.
So this whole part is
In this
instrumental
moment,
because
believe that God is
I
mending
used
our
an
spirits
instrumental
to
version,
become-
and then I mixed it in with the lyrical version here, and pretty much I saved this more strong lyrical
My
part
best to never be loud or clank pots
for
and hands together
their
when
first
you're
look,
sleeping because apparently
because
I've been
the
told
first
I've
look was a
done
very
that before.
emotional moment.
I love you so
I
much.
kept the volume
Matt.
low
My life will never be the same.
as they're
and I'm
going
truly
through this
so
part.
excited to go through life with your wife.
And here I'm trying to build the emotion. So it's a very slow build of emotion,
After
and
God,
I really wanted the audience and Matt and Glory to really feel the emotions of this first look. And so I really tried to build it with the use of shots, holding
life with
shots,
your wife.
and
After
the building
God,
of
you
the
will
music
become the first most important person
and the
to me.
use of the
And I
vows.
vow
from
to you
Glory.
today to make sure you know that I mean that.
And you know it's coming. He's about to turn around. Music comes up, and he turns around. And I knew a lot of people would cry because I got a little bit, got a little knot in my throat just editing this part because in some ways I'm a lot more proud of just building this portion of the edit here than like that whole 2-minute epic intro, because this I feel like is just a very powerful moment here. And then other spots here is, now we're going to the ceremony. The entrances of every, all the bridal party. And here again, I'm trying to build to that special moment of when Matt sees Glory walking down the aisle the first time, and he's saying his vows.
Unless you root for the Steelers.
He's finishing off.
I love you, and I'll love you forever.
And then right when the music starts building and hits hard is when Glory, starts walking down the aisle with her father. And here I try to use Matt's reaction as a powerful moment. As you see, he steps up, he looks at her teary-eyed, and she walks down the aisle. Like, when you watch images, if it's just filmed with a cell phone or even of a nice camera, if the angles don't match and the musical emotions don't match up, there's not quite a way for one to emphasize how the groom felt as he saw the bride walk down the aisle, or how the bride felt as she was walking down the aisle with her father and she sees her future husband standing there waiting for her. And I hope that when I created this moment here in this edit, that all the emotions Matt and Glory felt was felt through the audience, whether you know them or not. And I hope that for them, it helped them relive those moments. And I hope that those emotions all rush back when they see this part of the film. And some people will complain, the photographer's in the shot there. I don't care. I mean, it's part of the day. They're there. If they're in the shot, they're in the shot. We try to avoid it as much as we can, but if they're in the shot, they're in the shot. And the only time I really skip any more timeline is after this. I just kind of like skip right to the reception, just epic dancing shots of them dancing. And then, that I just ended it with the ceremony. And that's it, guys. If you have any more specific questions, if you want me to go deeper into certain things I did in whether it be some of the transitions I did, or go into more in-depth more in-depth breakdown of how I do speed ramps, or like maybe even just go deep, dive deeper into that YouTube emblem transitions or any other transitions for that matter. Let me know in the comments below. I just didn't want this to run so long, and it's just so hard to explain what I did here, my thought process, but I hope it helped. Someone who is looking into wedding filming, or already in wedding filming, looking into how I edit. And, if you're a Slice and Rice fan, just gives you a little behind the scenes look at how their wedding film was edited. And I really thank you for watching, if you watched this long. And all the links are in the description. Link to Save Story, link to this full wedding film. It will be in the description. Thank you for watching, and until next time, lighten up.